Hey, what's up? Happy Saturday. Day 7 of the Shredded by 40 transformation challenge I am doing for myself, trying to be better, stronger, faster, healthier than the person I was last year. We're going to hit arms today, little buys and tries action, superset them, of course, like we did last week. And, or I guess on day 1, I think I hit arms or 2, I can't remember. So we're going to do a similar style workout, low rest, pump the volume in, control the tempo. And I was looking over my calories since we're on day 7, starting week 2 tomorrow. And it looks like I've been averaging around 2,700, 2,800 calories a day. I knew this was probably too high to really start losing some weight, but I wanted to at least just be consistent since my nutrition has been all over the place here lately. I just wanted to get a baseline standard maintenance amount of calories. And I think I'm there because my weight has fluctuated up and down, but it looks like it's averaged out to be about the same as it was at the beginning of the week. So we'll make a few adjustments to that. We're going to cut the coffee down by half because I put so much cream in it. And we're going to shoot for about 2,600 calories a week, or excuse me, a day, and see where that gets us for week 2. I haven't really been consistent with the cardio week 1. I like to do a mile before hitting the gym, but this past week, getting up extra early to try to throw on the video, and then going to North Carolina for work, it's putting me a little bit behind. So I'm gonna have to adjust my schedule a little bit. But week 2, we'll make sure we start getting those cardio sessions in every single day. And it's nothing crazy, just a mile at a moderate pace, nasal breathing, and 15 minutes or so. We'll do those 2 things for this week and see what happens with our weight starting on week 3. So, gonna get my pre-workout down, go here, knock out my mile, and then I'll see you at the workout. All right. Biceps and triceps done. Day 7 workout finished. Like I mentioned yesterday, I'm super excited to be in this gym for a few days. It's my home gym back when we lived here in Pensacola, and it's just incredible. I got to see several people that I chatted with on the regular, those gym folk that you may not even know their name, but like, their workout style or what they bench. you know, Dude, you always say what's up to, and no matter what time of the day you go in there, whether it's 5:30 in the morning or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they're there with you. It's like, how do we sync up like that? So it was really cool getting to see some of the people that I chatted with and others faces that just looked familiar. But one thing that I noticed in there, I probably saw 7, 8 people that I recognized from when we lived here for a couple of years, and they all look the same. I didn't see one of the people that I remembered how they looked from before look any different than they did right now. And this is nothing uncommon. I mean, I see this in the gym all the time. I've seen this for all the years that I've been training. It's like the majority of people will be in there and they're just going through the motions and they're basically wasting most of their time. And, I don't want to be like that. I want to have goals. I want to go into the gym on a mission to put in the work so I can see the fruit of my labor. And I believe one thing that gets people really stuck is first, they may not have a goal. What are you trying to accomplish right now? Are you trying to cut some fat? Are you in a clean bulking phase? Do you want to gain specific strength on a certain exercise or power lift? Are you wanting to get more mobile and flexible? Maybe work on your splits. Whatever your goal is, you need to have a goal. And then not only do you need to have a goal, but you have to have a method of tracking your progress. Because if I'm trying to bench as much as I can, and I get on a program to bench as much as I can, and I'm not tracking the progress of how I'm progressively overloading that muscle group to be able to gain strength in that muscle group, why would you expect to get stronger or to see any results? So I always document in a Google Doc, just very simple. Day 1, day 2, whatever it is, the date, what my starting weight is. Since I'm in a cut right now, I always log my workout, what weights or what exercises I used and what rep range I hit. And that way, next week when I can't come in, I can look back and say, okay, I hit 30-pound dumbbells on my standing dumbbell curl, which is what I did today. And I can gauge, okay, look, I was hitting the higher end of the rep range on all 5 sets. So that means next week I'm going to increase the weight so I can become stronger, so I can put more tension on those muscles than before, so I can get them to grow, so I can see results. Same thing with tracking calories. How can you cut if you don't know the amount of food you're consuming? So because I tracked every day last week and I have an average of what my daily calories consumption was, then I can titrate that down a level. And so I can gauge my body this week and see what I do and see what it does. Oh man, I noticed I was 3 pounds heavier this day after eating 2 packets of oatmeal before leg day or on leg day. So you can see how your body responds to certain foods you introduce or take out. And this is the best way, is to make yourself your own experiment. And then you glean information from others. And then you do what you try those things out and you see what works for you. And what works for you you hold on to it. And the things that don't work for you, whether it be food, whether it be a style of eating, whether it be a type of cardio or a specific type of exercise, if it doesn't work for you, no matter if it works for 3,000 people, if it doesn't work for you and you're applying the technique properly and, you're being objective with how you pursue this one thing, whatever it is, that there's no variable on your behalf that's causing it not to work, but you're sincerely trying to put in the effort to make something work and it doesn't, throw it out. There's plenty of ways to skin this cat. And that's where a lot of the arguing and debating comes online. Of course, we all want to learn and grow and be the best that we can be and have the most current, up to date, and the best knowledge so we can get our results faster. But at the end of the day, a lot of things work. You just need to find what works for you and then stick with it. Just be consistent day in, day out, set a length of time, be consistent, and you'll hit your goals. You will change your physique. You will become stronger. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, if you have that goal and you track the progress of it, you will be successful. All right, so for today, we hit arms. We did same structure as last week. 4 supersets, bis and tris, 5 sets of each for a total of 20 sets. And then we hit that rep range 8 to 20 reps. We started out by doing standing dumbbell curls, supersetted that with overhead tricep extension. And then we went into preacher curls, supersetted that with rope push downs. Third move was, what did we do? Incline dumbbell curl. I think I videoed it with like a standard curl, but I actually did most of the sets as a hammer curl just to switch it up. And we supersetted that with lying dumbbell extensions. And if you notice, I was only using 25-pound dumbbells for that move. It doesn't take a lot of weight if you're focused on that mind-muscle connection and you are exerting all of your energy into that one specific muscle that is supposed to be working. Because you can very easily throw in forearms. You can let it go back so you start to introduce your lats. You can have your feet planted on the ground so you're pushing with your lower extremities to get the weight up. I could have easily went up to 45, 50-pound dumbbells and threw up probably some sets of 8. But then I would have been incorporating more muscle groups than what I want to hit for this exercise, which is triceps. I'm trying to build my tris. So I want everything focused right near my triceps. So just be mindful of your form whenever you're hitting these different moves and make sure you're feeling the work, the pain, the pump inside the specific muscle that you're intended on working. And then the final superset I did was dips and high cable curls. The machine that I was using, or their cable machine that they have set up, it's not wide enough for you to get a good stretch in between both. So I just did single arm, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's good to do unilateral work anyways. So that was the workout for today. Got my steps in, the mile in on the treadmill. Probably taking it back to South Carolina later today with the twins. There is a peptide workshop that I may be doing this afternoon before we head back. I'm still waiting to hear on the interest and how many people are expected to make it to that. And if you guys have any questions, comments, just please hit me up. Let me know. Love to chat with you guys. That's why I'm here, just to be better. Hopefully inspire you to be better, be stronger, to be healthy, and hit those Moses goals. We'll live to 120. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I'll catch you tomorrow on day 1 of week 2.